Hello again. It's day after the little video I did yesterday. Got home from work this morning and the good wife said there was a creak on the stagea suspension. We've known about it for a little while, that the offside suspension, or rather near side suspension, was a bit noisy over some speed bumps and such, so I decided to investigate today. Took the wheel off and cleaned that up. There's no signs of anything binding or touching or anything like that, so the clearance isn't an issue. The tyre was almost flat. I don't know quite why. It was only running about 10 psi, but we hadn't actually checked it for a while, so that might have had some kind of bearing on the noises she was making. Other than that, when I put her up on the ramps initially, there was nothing obvious to see, so I thought, right, I'll whip the suspension strut out. Taking the strut out, it's the same as a Skyline, 2 bolts at the top, and then 1 bolt underneath, down there, and you can see the strut turret up there. Same as any other car, to be perfectly honest. Right, anyway, got the thing out and disassembled the strut. You can see the strut there, which is I put some undercoat on it because it was covered in rust. It's a standard Nissan strut. It's the same size as the GTS 4 one that I've got on the other car, so it's like a GTR strut on the front because of the 4-wheel drive systems on the cars. When I got it out, it looked as if it was bent, twisted, so that's the reason I've taken it apart. Now when you look at the springs, I've got another better picture of the springs, but when you look at the springs, the one on the right here, as we look, it looks as if it's a bit off centre, having put a bar through the middle. It's twisted. This one, with the little nut in front of it, the little socket in front of it, actually came off the Skyline some months ago. It's been sat in the garage. There's a difference of about 50 mil. No, not even that. About probably 25 mil in the actual height of the things as well. So I think the impact has damaged and twisted this spring here. You can see that's probably a better angle. You can see that it's just not, that this part is not directly above the mounting point at the top there. Both these springs are sat upside down currently. So I'm going to put the Skyline spring on to the original strut. Now there was a theory when we took the Skyline springs off that there were stagea springs fitted to it, because the travel that I had and the ride height of the Skyline initially when I bought it was huge. In fact, a lot of people in the club were telling me that I had a 4x4, so this could be quite interesting to see what actually happens to it, or when it's put back together. Hopefully it'll get rid of the creak, but I doubt very much that I'll have any problems with that spring, to be honest. I think it is a stagea spring. So there you go, some unplanned work on the stagea. Alright, bye for now. Hello again. Just a little update on the suspension work on the stagea. You may remember the other day that I took the suspension off the front side of the car because we had a creak, and put the spring from the Skyline, which is up here, on in place of the original stagea spring, which looked as if it was bent. Well, having put it all back together again, it has solved the creak. There is no sort of issues with that side, so I'm quite happy with that. There is, however, now a creak on the front driver's side, so that needs investigating. But before I do that, I need to go and buy myself a couple more spring compressors, because halfway through the job the other day, the spring compressor that was on decided to fall off and shoot through one of my mugs. Thankfully no one was injured or anything like that, but the spring went off with a bang, so just a little warning to be careful if you're doing that. And you can see that I've got the car up on ramps currently. This is because the anti-roll bar was making a noise. So having done the anti-roll bar on the skyline at the back there, and done a previous vid on the white line rose jointed drop links, I thought I'll have a quick look and see what the standard drop links are like on the stagea. And these are them. They fit on the car that way up. This bit sits on top of the wishbone, sort of control arm, and this bottom bit here, the two rubber bungs, one either side of the anti-roll bar itself. It's different to the white line kit because the white line kit is that way around, if you like, the bar being vertical. The standard Nissan item, the ends of the bar are horizontal, so it is slightly different. These were quite corroded and just a bit mucky, and as you can see the nuts got a bit chewed on the end there, so I thought I'd clean them up, take them off, give them a good old coat of grease and whack them back in again. So that's what I'm doing just now. This is my little improvised parts washer. It's an old colander that Mrs. Hesh didn't want, so I acquired it, and then you can stick it in a bowl of whatever cleaning solution you use, and it's quite handy for not getting yourself covered in cleaning stuff. Alright, so I'm going to refit those, and then I'll have a look at the other side of the stagea at some point. But so far so good. See you soon.